Hello, we are Maiden Name. I'm Lily, I play guitar.
I'm Fox and I play the synth.
I'm Jane and I sing.
I have picked Octahedron by the Mars Volta. My favorite band ever. I've actually got a tattoo of Francis the Mute, one of their other albums on here. The right amount of prog, spooky, kind of Spanish. They're just so good.
I picked out Mezzanine by Massive Attack. At least one song from it every day probably. It's a good mixture of what Massive Attack does, gritty and sexy. Like all my favourite voices. I really like the progressive approach to songwriting that they take. It's not so formulaic, it's always like building and growing and undulating, and it's just, yeah.
I picked Hail to the Thief by Radiohead.
Are you hungry? Are you sick?
But it's the first Radiohead album I ever heard on my dad's iPod when I was like 13. Yeah, I love Radiohead so much. Definitely a big synth inspiration from Radiohead. I think just the build-up of their songs, the narrative storytelling in the lyrics as well is something I'm really drawn towards.
For me, I guess when I'm writing lyrics, I'm thinking about life stresses generally. I feel like that's I feel like most of our music's pretty based around catharsis to a degree. Especially it's like screaming or playing the guitar like a maniac or something.
Yeah, I think what I've been trying to do recently is, because I have my sort of toolkit of scales and modes and chord voicings that I really like, but I've been sort of trying to do things that I haven't necessarily done to death before, explore more intuitive songwriting, like relying less on my sort of theory knowledge, just sort of putting my fingers somewhere, letting it happen, trying to play faster, trying to shred, which I think I've gotten pretty good at this year.
Shredding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 You're not shredding if your face doesn't look like you're in pain. So. Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. My musician answer is Francis the Mute by the Mars Volta, but my person answer is probably 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance.
I would bring Endless Flight by Esther's Tongue, which is like an hour and a bit, only guitar solo. And it's like the most beautiful hour and a bit guitar ever made. And I've listened to it like an insane amount of times, and it just brings me so much joy to listen to it. So I happily listen to that forever.
I would bring Viva La Woman by Chibamato, the album. That's my favorite.
As we have not released anything yet, but
We submitted it to be released, and it will be released in October.
yes, we have a single and a 5-track EP coming out sort of September, October-ish. So it'll be on Spotify, probably all the other sort of digital platforms.
We do have our San Fran iGum set up on YouTube though, if people want to watch that. Yeah.
Yes, on YouTube, if you look up Maiden Name live at San Fran, there's a whole 45 minutes of Maiden Name goodness for your viewing pleasure. We're playing August 31st as part of Great Sounds Great, the festival. We're at Valhalla? 6:30 Valhalla, August 31st. Be there. We also have our EP release gig on Halloween, also at Valhalla. It's going to be theatrical and crazy as hell. So
And you have to dress up, there's no choice.
otherwise, we're not going to let you in. At Valhalla, August 31st and October 31st.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the best record selection out of the record shops in Wellington. And it's affordable.
True. Yeah, I actually bought a copy of a Dead Weather album that I already had at home here just because it was such a good price. And I was like, oh, yo. And then I got home, I was like, oh, I already have this, but whatevs. Supporting creeps, I don't mind. Yeah. I also like that this is pink. I think that's fun.
Yeah, this thing's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the vibes. Like, I live just around the corner, so I'm like coming to the cafes and stuff. I'll just have a pop in here for sure. Always a good dig.
I think your categorization of everything is also really helpful. It's like very specific, but also covers a lot of bases. It came from creeps!